Supreme Court has ruled that a law banning TikTok in the U.S. can go into effect. In their ruling, the justices said, quote, "We conclude that the challenge provisions do not violate the petitioner's First Amendment rights," end quote. Friday's unanimous decision comes just 2 days before the deadline for social media platform's parent company, ByteDance, to either sell the app or have it banned. President Biden signed the bipartisan bill back in April, but in a statement Friday, the White House said, quote, "Given the sheer fact of timing, this administration recognizes that actions to implement the law simply must fall to the next administration, which takes office on Monday." President-elect Trump had previously asked the Supreme Court to pause the implementation of the law until he could take office and look into a political resolution to keep the app available to American users. CBS News legal contributor and Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson joins me now.
First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Quadash, and double honors to those great millstone, while unto his truth, and also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great, powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of the lesson is TikTok Goes Dark as U.S. ban takes effect. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners and learn. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we get started, I have a quick news article here. I started off with the news report, the news clip, but we're gonna read a little bit of this article to get a little bit more edification, and also I have some videos to bring it out. So we know that we're getting very close to what the famine of the word. So let's go here. Start here. CBS News article here. It says TikTok voluntarily shuts down service in the U.S. as divest or ban law takes effect. Let's get a little bit more. It says here, Washington, it said TikTok voluntarily shut down service in the U.S. just hours before a Sunday deadline, cutting off access to tens of millions of users after the Supreme Court this week upheld a law that effectively banned it over concerns about its ties to China. The law passed by Congress last year gave TikTok, a Chinese parent company, ByteDance, until January the 19th to divest from TikTok or be cut off from the U.S. App Store and hosting service. It said TikTok said a sale wasn't possible and challenged the law in court, but said it was rejected by a unanimous Supreme Court on Friday. So see, now they're going back and forth about this TikTok and all the things that's going on in the world, left and right, so TikTok voluntarily shut down before it went into effect to see what Biden's going to do. Biden is promising that he will give them an extension for 90 days to see can they work this out. But we already knowing that, what this is all about. We know that this truth is being declared. And also we already know that we constantly, this truth has went into the gates of the noble. And one thing about it, we constantly making Esau barren and barren. And also we seeing a lot of people still are scoffing and mock, still are unbelieving. And one thing about it, you better get it while it's hot, while the opportunity is now to seek the Lord. And one thing about it, we knowing that the door of repentance is closing. One thing about it, men of law, it's an expiration date on this truth. Like the men of law, it's gonna come a time where it won't be no more highways and byways. It won't be no more video epistles. It won't be no more of this information, this word coming out, because the Lord is going to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? It's all by design of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So it's, the Lord always bring forth the warning. He bring his prophets first, the mouthpiece of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to bring you this truth, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. That's why the Lord said, I set up watchmen. You know what I'm saying? Say, go out and warn them for me. That's exactly what we're doing. Getting on your asses, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. Even though we'll sound like a broken record, but these are the times that we're living in. We already know that this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. We know we at the eve, very close to the inauguration of Donald Trump. So when you look up that word inauguration, it means to be standing with the demons. So a lot of things are getting ready to go down. We constantly warning things about to get real. So just like I said, it's going to be famine of the word. There's free speech. The First Amendment right. So one thing about it, we already know they're going to deem this truth as being hate speech. Also the men of the Lord, we are going to be persecuted. We knowing that Jacob's trouble is fast approaching. And one thing about that, who will be in trouble? The Negroes, the Latinos, the Mexicans, Hey man, we constantly want the Native Indians, I'm talking to you. And one thing about it, we know that when Biden gets into office, he's already saying on day one that this mass deportation already started. These raids already, test runs in Bakersfield, California. Middle Lord, we constantly warn you left and right. If you see something, say something. So right now, TikTok voluntarily shuts down services in the U.S. as a divest or ban law takes effect. So one thing about it says divest. When you go into that word divest, it's tell you about deprived of power, or rights or possession. So they're getting stripped. So one thing about it, we already knowing that, the devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. Also, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So all these things that's going on in the world, but they can come together over a social media app, that people are getting on. A lot of people are supporting their family, their livelihood. These, what you call these content creators, they on here, got their own business, they constantly striving, also a lot of information is going out, we already knowing that the Lord said, he's using the World Wide Web, doing the heavy work, and this gospel shall be preached throughout the four corners of earth. Then shall the end come through what? Through the internet, these social media sites. But the Lord set all this up, So one thing about it that, so the Lord is in perfect control. So we know that we're very close to the famine. The word is coming, and we know that, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. A lot of people right now still are unbelieving, still are scoffing and mocking, still are putting off from day to day. That's why the Lord said, let go of the mortal thoughts. And one thing about it, it come under that total subjection to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a few more videos. Let's get this, let's get a quick precept, a couple of quick precepts. Let's start here first with Amos chapter. Let's start here in Amos chapter 8. We start in Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Let's start here because this is a fast approaching. It's froze up on me. Let's go to this one here. Let's go here. Let's go here to Amos chapter 8. Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Let's get this one right quick because this is fast approaching. Let's highlight some of this. Salakia. And we knowing that right now that this man is getting ready to implement, this new world order. So it's fast approaching. Things are getting ready to get very, very critical. Things are getting ready to get very, very dangerous. Perilous times are upon us. So now, Amos chapter 8 and verse 11 said, behold, the days come, says the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but the hearing the words of the Lord. So, hey, we coming close to that time. Right now, it's very convenient. You can go right there to your smartphone, just boom, click whatever you want to click on, find out all sorts of information. We're seeing that right now, wisdom and knowledge, is constantly increasing, we run to and fro, we're seeing it right now, like I said, the Lord is using the internet, the World Wide Web, pushing this truth. And one thing about it, we knowing that, Salaki, one thing about it, we knowing that this truth has an expiration date on it. The Lord is getting ready to make his, he's getting ready to make his word, he's getting ready to make it good. He's getting ready to execute judgment in the land. And we already know what happened in Noah's time. These are the days of Noah. What happened in Noah's time? Noah preached for 120 years. They did not listen. the flood came, you know what I'm saying, they was totally destroyed. But that flood that is coming now is that, you know, that devouring fire, those IBCM missiles, you know what I'm saying, that thermonuclear exchange, the Lord, the indignation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. This place is getting ready to be a lake of fire. The Lord is not going to flood it by water this time, but by fire. We constantly warning you left and right. Hey, man, we are very close. The Lord is getting ready to show up and show out. But when the Lord show up, there will be no more talking. So one thing about it is that, you know, a lot of people right now, they're saying the same thing. They're teaching hate speech. You know, they're crazy. They're out there, you know what I'm saying, causing division. The Lord is calling this division. The Lord is bringing forth all these different calamities and catastrophes that happen all around the world. A lot of people saying that the Lord loves everyone. Everyone can be saved. That's a total lie. The Lord is getting ready to introduce himself. He's already here. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. And one thing about it, while you're sleeping, the devil is constantly getting busy. So the famine of the world is fast approaching. And one thing about it, you know, a lot of people have been just relaxing in their lead, sitting on their ass, you know, just drinking and being merry. But one thing about it, a time of trouble that we've never seen before is coming upon us. And a lot of people are getting ready to be unalive. Verse 12, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it. And one thing about it, we're coming upon that time. You know, the men of the Lord, we getting ready to be in the secret place of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Because one thing about it, we kept the faith. We kept pushing. That's why the Lord said in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, he says, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Because what? We kept the patient. You know, we suffered, we endured. And one thing about it, we trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. But the Lord is getting ready to bring it to a close. The Lord is getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. The Lord is getting ready to show up. We constantly warn you. Let's get verse 13. It said, in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. So we coming upon that time. So a lot of people, you know, they're going to be searching to and fro. You know, a lot of, just like we tell you right now, seek the Lord while he is near. Seek the Lord while he can be found. You know what I'm saying? Seek the Lord while he can be found, and seek the Lord while he is near. You know, so one thing about it that, you know, how do you seek the Lord? Through his mouthpiece, through the prophet, the one that's constantly sighing and crying left and right, constantly warning you of these impending dangers. We're warning you about war. We're warning you about the famine of the world. We're warning you about this pestilence. They already tell you about these outbreaks all throughout America and also in different parts of the world. You know, we constantly warn you about that. They already, you know, it's already a possibility that another pandemic is coming upon us. And also, we already know about these fires in California. We're telling you about that. Also now, it's right upon us, this winter storm, this winter Arctic blast. Now, I'm in the deep south. They're saying that we could get up to at least a couple of inches of snow. It's unheard of. But one thing about it, the Lord already said that, you know, you will not be able to tell the times in the season because what? We're living in the end time, real time. It could be winter today. It could be summertime. It could be spring. So we know right now that the earth is out of course. That's why the Lord is getting ready to return and set everything back into order. So now, let's go here to some of these videos to bring out a little bit more about this TikTok ban. So we getting, we are so very close. We're very excited because we already know that we almost at the end of this thing. It's better to be at the end of the thing than the beginning. So we're at the end of all things. You know what I'm saying? This temporary. We're in that transition of power. We're so very excited. Our salvation is at the door. Keep believing. Keep trusting and believing in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So now let's start here first with this first video about this TikTok ban.
All right, y'all, don't panic. I know you might see this right here if you open up TikTok, but TikTok is not banned. Let me explain to you what happened. So the Supreme Court said that the Biden administration can uphold a law that Joe Biden signed into law last year banning TikTok, and the effective date was going to be Sunday, January 19th, 2025. But Joe Biden said, oh, we're not going to enforce that. TikTok says we need something a little bit more concrete. We don't really believe that. And until you give us something more concrete, we're going to pull ourselves offline. Now, you see right here, President Trump. Trump comes in officially Monday, January 20th, just one day after the Supreme Court said that the law was going to go into effect. Trump says, I want to save it. What Trump could do is put a 90-day pause on the laws enforcement, giving them a little bit of time to negotiate and figure out what you're going to do. All right, are we going to ban you guys? Are you going to stay? Are there going to be any kind of concessions? So at the end of the day, don't worry. I think TikTok might be gone for one day, maybe half a day, then it'll come back.
If TikTok being banned does not radicalize you as an American citizen, you are intentionally missing the point, because it's not about TikTok. It's the fact that Republicans and Democrats across all legislative branches can expeditiously and unanimously pull together like never before, and probably never again, to streamline legislation banning a social media app while completely ignoring everything important to us. They can't pull together to make sure my kids don't get shot while they go to school, to fix the economy, to mandate livable wages, to kick hedge funds out of single-family homes so I can afford my fucking mortgage again. They're doing fuck all about homeowners insurance, stealing billions of dollars from Americans, and then leaving them for dead while their homes wash away in a flood or burn to the fucking ground in a fire. They, like every other country, can't pull together to outlaw the poisonous substances that are put into our food, creating an epidemic of obese, diabetic, cancerous Americans who need to lean on a healthcare system. They do fuck all the mandate in way of quality of service or cost. They won't give us free healthcare. They won't invest in infrastructure or education. But all of their efforts collectively go to banning a social media app. California is on fire. North Carolina and Tennessee washed away. New Jersey has geoplasmic orbs over it. Our kids get shot in school, and our economy is on the brink of fucking collapse. But their top priority is banning social media. That's where the effort goes.
TikTok is dead. Long live TikTok. The social media app with 170 million users in the US went dark an hour or so before midnight Saturday evening and posted a message that we are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Now that's a curious statement. You see, on August 6, 2020, less than 5 years ago, Donald Trump signed an executive order trying to ban TikTok. Trump's executive order prohibited any transaction with ByteDance, the Chinese company that owns the app, called out the threat of TikTok, and warned that the risks are real from this Chinese-owned app. Then last year, he met with billionaire TikTok investor Jeff Yass and started changing his tune. Finally, after the election, we learned that TikTok CEO Shao Chu will reportedly attend Trump's inauguration alongside Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg, the billionaire media moguls who control Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and the Washington Post. And in recent days, TikTok has been kissing Trump's ring, stroking his ego, and posting, "We are grateful and pleased to have the support of a president who truly understands our platform." Now, mind you, none of this drama was necessary. The White House already announced that it will not implement the law, which goes into effect the day before the inauguration, and would instead allow Trump to decide what to do. We see no reason for TikTok or other companies to take actions in the next few days before the Trump administration takes office on Monday, the White House said before TikTok shut down. But continuity of operations is boring for an old stunt queen like Donald Trump. I'm thinking he wanted TikTok to shut down just for a day so he could swoop in on his white horse on Monday with an executive order giving the company a 90-day extension. Heck, now it looks like he may even fly to China so he can wave a piece of paper and claim he solved all of U.S.-Chinese relations. And it looks like part of the deal is that TikTok must publicly grovel to Trump on its own app, praising the incoming dear leader so they can get what they want. American law and public policy is now for sale to the highest bidder. If you want a law changed or passed, you must bend the knee to the wannabe monarch. It doesn't matter if the new policy or law contradicts his previous positions. If you flatter him enough or pay him enough, he'll come around. Pay to play is back, baby. If this happened in any other country, we would call it what it is: corruption and cronyism. But it's happening now in our country, and we haven't even started yet. Welcome to Trump's America.
So now let's start today's lesson. We'll start here first. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Just rolling the spirit. So we're seeing right now they're going back and forth about this social media app, TikTok. Really, in fact, that we're not ignorant of Satan's device. We already knowing that famine of the word is coming. He's constantly trying to control that narrative, but the Lord is constantly disappointing him. He's constantly, making Esau bear with this wisdom, this knowledge, this gospel. Let's start here first. 2nd Ezra chapter 6. We'll start up at verse 18. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 18. It said, and it is said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. So right now the Lord is drawing what nigh or near, and he's visiting the earth that he created. That's why we constantly seeing all these different things that's going around the world, left and right. The Lord's calling these different effects and signs, great wonders in heavens, all sorts of things that happen. Calamities and catastrophes. This with this social a media site. Lord's in perfect control, even though they constantly trying to control the net. But we already knowing that this gospel has gone out through the four corners of the earth. We're very close to the end time, real time. Verse 9, it said, and I will begin to make inquisition or investigation of them that have that what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. I kind of butchered that a little bit. I should read this over. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 at verse 19 said, and I will begin to make inquisition or investigation of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So we almost at the end of all our affliction. Affliction shall not rise up a second time. The Lord is constantly putting us right back in order, right before their eyes. And one thing about it, right now it's the opportunity to seek the Lord, because when the Lord brings it, we constantly warn you left and right. The Lord said, I come not to bring peace, but a sword. That sword goes into judgment. And one thing about it, we are here. It is at the door. And one thing about it, we already know that we are very close to these things. We're very excited. DTA, a ball. Amen. So the Lord is making that investigation. He's very, the Lord is visiting the earth that he created once again. Verse 20 said, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away, we're seeing that right now, says shall be finished, said, then will I show these tokens of what the prophecies, the signs of the time. The book shall be open, what the Bible, before the firmament, going into what the internet, and they shall see all together. That's exactly what we're doing. We're seeing all together. Whether you're an unbeliever or you're a believer, we can turn on the any social media site or any type of website or a news outlet and see whatever we want to see across the world. In real time. Same, people, here, you don't miss a beat, because one thing about it, right now, wisdom and knowledge has increased. We know that the World Wide Web, which in fact is the internet, is doing the heavy lifting for the men of the Lord. We don't have to go here to this city and go to this next city. The Lord already, say, hey man, it's a master chess player. So right now we seeing these tokens all together. And one thing about it, we already knowing that these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. Also, we knowing that we're coming upon that time of trouble that we have never seen before. Jacob's trouble, even though we'll sound like a broken record, we constantly warning. Also, the implementation of that grain of rice, the MOTB. We are very close to these times. Everyone on the planet is getting ready to be tried. Everyone on the planet, your faith is getting ready to be tried. If you don't have faith and work, you're going to be unalive. We're constantly warning you left and right. So we don't know. We're measuring the time diligently. They saying that Trump, once he get in office, he's going to extend it, or some are saying that they're not going to bring it back. Some people are saying they are going to bring it back. We're going to measure the time, because we already know that this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. So now let's get that right quick. Let's go here to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads that, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knowing that he has but a short time. So he's knowing that his time is very short. He's seeing that his days are determined. And one thing about it, they're trying to get this into place, total control, to make you a perpetual slave. And one thing about it, he's imagining a vain thing, something that is very useless. And one thing about it, the Bible prophecies are going to be fulfilled as it is written. It shall come to pass. So we already know that this man has a time now, expiration date too. So one thing about it, that a lot of people right now, still, of the world, very worldly. The Lord already said the wisdom of this world is foolishness to him. If you're not seeking him, and you're not a part of the elect, you're going to be totally unalive. We're constantly warning you left and right. The Lord is not coming back to be playing. The Lord is not coming back to save everyone. You got to get off that white man Jeebus cross, because it's only going to lead you to your death and destruction. So right now, this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. He's getting ready to come with all this different technology. You know, he's getting ready to come with that greater sword. Also, the IBCM missile. This place is getting ready to be a lake of fire. And also slavery is coming back in a big way. And one thing about it, man, the Lord is getting ready to show up. We constantly warning the Lord is getting ready to make it plain upon table. We're constantly warning. So let's go here with people still scoffing and mocking. Let's go here to Second Chronicles. Let's go to Second Chronicles. Let's get in just random scriptures. Second Chronicles chapter 36. We start up at verse 55. Verse 15, Salah. And it reads, and the Lord power of their father sent to them by his messenger, rising up betime and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. Verse 16 said, but they mocked the messengers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people till there was no remedy. So we're coming upon that time, so the Lord is getting ready to bring that wrath. The Lord is getting ready to bring that judgment. They constantly are mocking, despising the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but it got an expiration date on. The Lord is getting ready to bring forth that judgment. The Lord is getting ready to tell his prophet to shut up, be quiet. The Lord's getting ready to get it popping. So now let's go here to let's go back to Second Esdras. Let's go to Second Esdras chapter 9. Let's go back to Second Esdras chapter 9. Let's go here. Something I want to get out of here. Second Esdras chapter 9. Second Esdras chapter 9. We'll start up at around of verse 6. Second Esdras chapter 9 at verse 6. And we'll read down. Let's highlight this right quick. And it reads that even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. So exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing these wonders. We're seeing these powerful works, endings in effects and signs. You know what I'm saying? From heaven, we're seeing a lot of things. We're seeing right now, a lot of people right now, the Lord said, he will pour out his spirit on all flesh. And one thing about it, because we already knowing that, you can't say that, I didn't hear this, I didn't hear that. This truth is being declared. It's flourishing. You know what I'm saying? It's, so long without fruit is being declared. So this truth, this wisdom, this knowledge. So wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of the time. The way it keep you stable. You know what I'm saying? When you go in that word, stability goes into your faith. So we get that too out the wild. So that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing all of the signs of the time. Things are being manifested right before our eyes. And also, we already knowing that this temple world has an expiration date on. Esau is the end of this earth age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So we're seeing that transition to power taking place left and right. And the middle Lord, is coming very close, that the Lord is getting ready to shut the mouthpiece up, and the famine of the word is fast approaching. We constantly warn you. Verse 7 said, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So right there, it's very important to have faith. You know what I'm saying? Faith and works work hand in hand. And a lot of our people don't have faith. They don't have works. One thing about it, when that time of trouble comes, they want to have that hedge of protection. And one thing about it, once again, the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. So he's going to have one final swipe at these 2/3. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, we already knowing that the 2/3 are going to be destroyed on this side. 2-part variants shall be cut off and die. So we constantly warn you. Faith and works, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, that you have believed, that you constantly endure, you persevere. And one thing about it, the Lord is only come back for them that endure. The same that endure, the same shall be saved. Verse 8 says, shall be preserved from the said perils with an S. So we already know all these calamities are constantly increasing. They're constantly intensify. You know what I'm saying? A time of trouble that we have never seen before. And shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, and I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. It's talking about what the elect, the one that was preordained from the foundation of the earth. The Lord is only coming back for that 1/3 remnant, the one that stayed loyal to him, the one that's constantly sighing and crying, the one that's constantly warning you left and right, telling you that what's getting ready to happen. And one thing about it, we already telling you who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man, the red man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Verse 12, verse 9, Salak. It said, then shall they be a pitful case, which now has abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. So that's exactly what we're seeing. You getting ready to be in a pitiful case. You know what I'm saying? You get ready to be, shameful. You get ready to be have a vexation spirit. A lot of things are coming upon us. We constantly warn you. Verse 10 said, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. So right now, a lot of benefits people have received, great, have financial stability, a job, great family, also has this internet, so, very convenient, very, you can see all things across the world, a lot of information is coming out. This gospel is being preached, all throughout the four corners of the world and different languages. Across the world, on the hour, every minute, 365 days of the week until the Lord shut it down. So they have benefit, but they still have not known the Lord, still have not returned from their wickedness, still constantly turning back on Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Even the Lord, saying, I did this, I did that, self-will, they do thy will spirit, but the Lord's getting ready to cease the arrogancy of the proud. Verse 11 says, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. So one thing about when you go into that word loaf, that means something that they hated the word. They shied away from. It was something that gave them a bad taste in their mouth. They didn't want to be bothered with. They totally discarded, threw it away like it was trash. And Lord's getting ready to throw you away like trash in that lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, we constantly warning. A lot of people still what right now? Still are going on being happy-go-lucky. Still are thinking they have time. La, 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 la. And one thing about it right now, they're attacking this social media site, TikTok. But we already know that it exposing these devils. It has went into the gates of the no. We get that in a minute too. It says here, he said, so right now, so it's no remedy. So this right here, the Lord is getting ready to use this cleansing agent, which in fact is this extreme fervent heat on your ass. Right here it says, Ezra chapter 9 and verse 12 says, the same must know it after death by pain. So your ass getting ready to feel the fire. And one thing about it, we already knowing that the Lord is getting ready to bring this thing to a close, this nightmare to a close. And one thing about it, if you're not ready to rule, you'll get ready to die. If you love it here, you'll get ready to die. We're constantly warning you left and right. It is here. It is at the door. Man, we are so very excited, man. We are so very excited. Let's read this once again. It says here, 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain. That's the second death, the lake of fire. And what is the lake of fire? America. You know what I'm saying? When these IBCM missiles hit this place, you know what I'm saying? This place is going, a flood of fire is going to run through this. If you're not getting beamed up, you're getting burnt up. Those, what they call ignorant UFO. If you don't, the Lord don't come and deliver you. If you're not a part of that election, you're going to be totally destroyed. So now let's go here to Isaiah chapter 13. Something I want to get out of there. That's exactly why they're messing with this TikTok. It's too much truth is being declared. The Lord is calling these things to have shedding light on these wicked red devils. Hey man, we live in this exciting time. Let's get this right quick right here. Salakia, let me go back. Let me highlight it right quick. It says here, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 2. It said, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. It said, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the noble. So the gates of the noble is the 1% of these global elites, the international bankers, and everybody had went into the gates of the noble, and everybody, it's constantly, it's bringing that shameful spirit upon him. It's also, it says here, lift up that banner. What's that banner? This Bible, this word, this gospel that's being constantly being preached out through the four corners of the earth. And it says here, upon the high mountain. And so what is that high mountain? The high mountain is that high mountain is what? America, Babylon the Great. It says, exalt the voice unto them, shake their hand, get on their ass, get their attention. One thing about it, that's exactly what we're doing left and right, but it's only for a short season. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, we're in that short season right now. The Lord is getting ready to bring it to a close. And also the Lord is getting ready to bring the wrath of the Lord is coming very soon. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we constantly warn you. There's going to be a day of gloominess, a day of darkness. A lot of people say, a lot of people say, woe to them that desire the day of the Lord. Hey, what end shall it be to you? And when they buy, a lot of people are in for a rude awakening, even these heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're here. Let's read this once again. It said, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 2 said, lift up a banner upon the high mountain. So that banner is the Bible. You know what I'm saying? This wisdom and knowledge is gospel. That high mountain is America, Babylon the Great. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake their hand, get their attention. The men of the Lord in the highways and byways, making these video epistles, constantly warning you left and right, whether you will hear, whether you will forbear. It said that they may go into the gates of the noble. So right now, Esau Edom, he's watching the prophet. And also we are watching these global elites, so pretty much only one, the two main character that's really knowing what's going on in the world is these 1%ers, the global elites, and also, the prophets, starting with the 144, and also the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the house of David. Pretty much, we the only one pretty much knowing what's going on. And one thing about it, we already knowing that he's getting ready to move in warp speed. We know that this devil is getting ready to try to fill his belly, his agenda, his plan. It's going into this new system, this new technology. Also, that grain of rice is right here. You know what I'm saying? AI, you know what I'm saying? Also robotics, biometric, digital IDs. These things are right upon us. So one thing about it, we already knowing that these things are getting ready to come to an end. What you gonna do when you don't have any internet, no power, no food, no water, you know what I'm saying, no place to stay. These things are getting ready to get very critical, you know what I'm saying. We constantly warn you left and right, the beginning of sorrows, great mourning, great death and destruction. So this is only the beginning. So we know that this man, Donald Trump, is getting ready to be inaugurated. He's getting ready to come into power. Through the spirit, we thinking that this is Nero. And one thing about it, we already knowing that, the Lord is in perfect control. And one thing about it, we've seen the end of all things right before our this temporal world. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to cut this man off forever. The Lord is getting ready to set up that righteous kingdom. So all these government is getting ready to go down. The Lord is getting ready to show up. We constantly warn you left and right. So now let's go here to our last and final script, and we'll close out here. Let's go into Proverbs chapter 1. We'll start up at verse. Let's start up at verse 20. It says here, Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20 said, wisdom cries without. She utter her voice in the streets, the men of the Lord, highways and byways, and the chief place of concourse. And also, another chief place of concourse is the internet, getting the job done. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is making it plain, man. We constantly warn you. Verse 21 says, she cries in the chief place of concourse, say in the openings of the gates in the city, and she utter her words, saying, how long, ye simple one, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fool hate knowledge? How long? And one thing about it, is, in the chief place of concourse. One thing about it, we know the original chief place of concourse is the highways and byways. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, these video pistols, on the internet, left and right. So it's all kind of ways, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Lord is bringing his word throughout the world, And one thing about it, hey, we constantly warn you left and right. So let's read this once again, verse 21, and we go down. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 21, she cries in the chief place of concourse, say in the openings of the gates of the city, she utter her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorner delight in their scorning, and the fool hate knowledge? How long? You're not, you're going to constantly despise these words. How long you going to be rebellious? How long you going to do wickedness until the Lord bring it to a close, until the Lord bring forth that judgment like you have never seen before? That's how long. And one thing about it, we know that you hating us, but really you're hating Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the one that sent us. Verse 23 said, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. How is the Lord is doing that? Through his what? Through his mouthpiece, through the prophets. You don't want to constantly sighing and crying left and right. You shall see your teachers right now. They right in front of your eye. But one thing about it, you have a short time. And one thing about it, because the Lord is getting ready to bring it, man. Verse 24, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. So one thing about the Lord, got his hand stretched out. To right now, seek the Lord. The door of repentance is closing. And one thing about all these opportunities, social media side, the internet, the Lord put all sorts of things in place so we can get it while it's hot. Because the Lord is getting ready to cut all these things out. The Lord is getting ready to break the staff of the bread, your necessity, your support, your livelihood. The one thing about it, a life-changing event. This place is getting ready to become a third world country. This place is getting ready to become a war zone. And also this place is getting ready to be totally destroyed. Verse 25 said, but ye have set at naught at all my counsel and would none of my reproof. We already know right now they have this little TikTok ban. A lot of people making money. Some people was on there for wickedness, and some people was on there for righteousness. The prophet. They had a lot of internet. They had a lot of these TikTok prophets on there. Some of them there was on for false prophets. Some of them was what the real men of the Lord was on there, constantly pushing this truth. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, that's what it's all about. If you're not seeking the Lord, you're seeking the devil. So right now they still what? Despite it, still are refusing to this day. The same rebellious house that did not want to return to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So the Lord said this right here. Verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fears come. So that's what we're going to do. How the Lord's going to laugh at through his prophet. The men of the Lord that you constantly mistreating. The one that you constantly, they're crazy. I hate them. And hey, we're going to be laughing at you when you'll be getting your ass effed up. When you be getting fucked up, going to these FEMA camps, taking that, device under the skin. A lot of these things are getting ready to happen. A lot of you going to get your damn head chopped off. A lot of things are getting ready to all sorts of torture, And also the teeth of wild beasts. The spirit of vengeance is running through the earth, left and right. It already has begun, but it's going to constantly increase right before what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Hey, that mocking and scoffing, get ready to come a thing of the past. Because what? We told you so. We're going to be laughing at your ass when you get effed up. Verse 27 said, when your fury cometh as desolation and destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Verse 28, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Because what? Right now, the door of repentance is closed. And you ain't going to find the Lord. The famine of the word is fast approaching. So this right here is a precursor of what's to come, because eventually all these social media sites going to go down. YouTube, Instagram, and all the rest of them, they're getting ready to go down. All these things are getting ready to be controlled. If you're not going to take it under the skin, then you're going to be unalive. These things are coming fast approaching. We're constantly warning you. It is here. It is at the door. Let's read Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 28 again. It said, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Amen. It's time right now to seek the Lord while he can be found. Seek the Lord while he is near, because the door of repentance is closing. These Bible prophecies are speaking loud and clear. War is upon the pestilence. You know what I'm saying? All sorts of atrocities, all sorts of calamities and catastrophes. They are here at the door, and these things are constantly increasing left and right. There's nothing going to slack down for a moment. These evils are growing on every side. A lot of people get ready to seek the Lord. Where are they at? So, where are those men that were wearing those dresses? They was telling the truth. So I need to find them. But one thing about it, you need to find the Lord right now if you're a part of the elect. Because when the Lord bring it, there will be no more talking. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is TikTok goes dark as U.S. ban takes effect. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.